Hi, it's Anthony Amatrano. I'm the Instructional Technology Specialist for Northbridge Public Schools. And I'm here today to kind of give you a tutorial and a bunch of resources to kind of help you navigating Google Classroom for and with your child who is a student in Northbridge Schools. So I want to kind of go over a couple of things with you first before I kind of dive into some of the different aspects of Google Classroom that you need to be aware of. And if you have any questions at any time, please don't hesitate to email me. My email address is amatrano@nps.org. I'll make sure that I have the link for you in this document so that you are easily able to send me a quick email. Happy to help you in any way that I can in terms of any kind of like technological issues that you might be having at home, managing different accounts or devices and things like that. So first thing that you need to know about from a parent's perspective of Google Classroom is that there's no parent perspective of Google Classroom. So you can't log into Google Classroom with your personal Google account or see like kind of like a parent dashboard or anything like that. There's nothing like that in Google Classroom. Google Classroom is designed specifically to be kind of an interface and a resource between the teacher and the student. So anything that you would see, you'd want to look at from your child's perspective, from your student's perspective. So you'd need to log into Google Classroom with their information. So they should be able to provide you with their login, their username and their password. Their username is their NPS student email address, and their password is what they've been using to access that stuff. If for some reason they don't remember the password or you run into an issue with that, send me an email and I can help point you in the right direction for how to get access to that. And when you're logged into them, then what you would do is you would access Google Classroom by either typing in classroom.google.com up here in the address bar, or going to the waffle in the upper right hand corner and clicking on Classroom. Now I'm going to warn you, I'm going to go into Classroom and you're going to see 1,000 different classrooms because being a technology person in the district, I have access to a lot of the different teacher classrooms. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of walk you through from a student perspective what they see in Google Classroom, just so you understand what's happening in there. So I tap on Classroom and I'm brought to the dashboard of all the classes that I'm in. So as a student, I'm going to see any Google Classroom that I'm already enrolled in. So there most likely is one for each subject area. There might be some specialists thrown in there, elective classes, any classes that your child is enrolled in right now. Probably has some kind of Google Classroom here, and this is what you would see. You'd see the different grids of the different classes and whatnot. So I want to bring you into a classroom where I'm actually a student. So I'm going to go into Mrs. McNeil's C block because I know that this is kind of a test classroom I think that she's been using. Yeah. Okay. So this is Mrs. McNeil, C block. Mrs. McNeil, for those of you who don't know, is a sixth grade teacher, and she teaches social studies. And so I'm a student in her class. And so as a student in her class, when I click on her class, I'm brought immediately to this part of the class, which is the stream. So the stream is where you're going to have access to everything. It's basically the equivalent of like a Facebook wall where you have in reverse chronological order any announcements, assignments, questions, prompts, things like that. Anything that's going to be posted is posted here in the stream. All right. And like I said, it goes in reverse chronological order. She doesn't have too much in here right now because, like I said, this is a test classroom. But you have the most recent stuff posted here, March 29th, and you go back down into November. So that's how that works there. Under the classwork, and then also on this stream page, you'll notice here on the left-hand side, upcoming. This is where assignments are going to be posted. So if there are any upcoming assignments due, they're going to be kind of up front right there. So you'll be able to see that. When you click on the Classwork tab, this is where the assignments are actually posted. So for instance, I've got 2 assignments here. And when I click on each of these assignments, I'm going to have access to the information here. I've got some instructions, complete the vocab chart. And I've got the copy of either a Google Doc or a PDF or some kind of a resource that the teacher wants me as a student to access. So when I click on this, it's going to open right up into whatever I need to do to complete the assignment. So in this case, it's a Google Doc. There are some tabs. There's a table here with some blank spaces for me to type right into. I've got the instructions here. Find the following words in the glossary, gazetteer, biographical dictionary of your textbook, write a definition, blah, 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 blah. Follow all those instructions, complete the work, good to go. Okay, once I have polytheism, so I'm going to just kind of type in some stuff here. Whatever. Okay, so then I finish all that up. And then when I'm done with my work here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this Turn In button. And what that's going to do is it's going to turn the assignment in. So this is where sometimes students get hung up a little bit. They forget to do this step. So I could just close the tab and be done with it. But if I know that I've completed this work, I'm going to click the Turn In button. And when I click the Turn In button, what happens is it brings me back to Google Classroom. And I'm not going to be able to edit that assignment anymore. Okay, so yes, do I want to turn in my work? I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to do Turn In, click Turn In here. And that's going to let Mrs. McNeil know that I'm done with this assignment and she needs to take a look at it and then give me a grade or whatever. So once I've submitted the work, I'm going to see in the upper right hand corner that it's been turned in. If I click on it and review it and realize that I made a mistake or I forgot to put in some kind of information, then I can unsubmit it and then edit it and then resubmit it. I can also ask questions here in this box, private comments, and that'll send me a direct message to Mrs. McNeil, letting her know that I have a question or need some help or something, and then she can get right back to me. And again, these comments are private, so they are just between me and Mrs. McNeil. Okay, so that is basically how you complete an assignment in that class. And once I have completed the assignment, it should kind of show that it's been completed by kind of graying out. Now for this one, because this is still kind of orangey, it's got a brighter color, it means that I need to do that one. So I would click on that one and do that one next. So that's where all that work is kind of provided within Google Classroom. Also on the Classwork tab, you see that I've got a Google Calendar and a Google Class Drive folder. The Class Drive folder is going to be, if I click on that, it opens up a folder in my Google Drive and it has all the work that I've completed. So if there's a situation where a student thinks that they have done the work or they know they've done the work and they just haven't submitted it for whatever reason, the teacher hasn't gotten the assignment or something, you can click on that link and it brings you right to the work there. And you see this is the document that I was just working on, and this is the latitude longitude assignment that I have that I still need to complete. Going back into the Classwork tab here, there's that Google Calendar button, and that brings you to Google Calendar. That opens up Calendar. Each classroom in Google Classroom has its own Google Calendar, and that'll show you any kind of upcoming assignments, due dates, and things like that in there. When you click on that, it opens it right up to that calendar. Again, you're going to see that I am a member of 1,000 different calendars because I'm a member of 1,000 different classes. But that's an easy way to get access to the calendar so that you see what is coming up for assignments. So if I scroll down here to Mrs. McNeil's class, Mrs. McNeil's class, here it is, right here. I can elect to just show that particular one if I click on the three dots here. So when I click on those three dots, I can do display this only. If I click on that, it's going to just show me upcoming assignments and things like that for Mrs. McNeil's class. All right. Again, this is a test class, so it's not very active, so you don't see anything right now. But in a class that your child's actually enrolled in, this is where the assignments are going to be posted. And then once you have this added into the calendar, into your calendar and your Google account, the student's Google account, when they're signed into Google Calendar on like an iPhone or an Android phone or a tablet or something like that, they're going to get the same kind of information in their calendar. So it will sync with all the different devices that the kids might use. Okay. So that is that for the Classwork tab. Then the last tab here on the upper part of the screen is the People tab, and here you see that the teachers are Mrs. McNeil, and this is where the list of the other classmates would be. All right. So it's easy to get in contact with the teacher. This is going to be the main thing that kids are going to want to use is the email button. That just opens up Gmail and allows them to send a quick email to the teacher. So again, if they have any questions or they're having frustrations in class, that's the best thing to do. And that's what I tell the kids when I do these kinds of tutorials with them is reach out and connect with the teacher. If you can't access something, if the students are having trouble with something, send an email to the teacher, just letting them know that they're having a hard time, and they'll be able to kind of walk them through what the next steps are. And if the teacher doesn't know what the next steps are, that's okay, because again, this technology stuff is kind of it's new. This is not how education is done. We're used to being face to face with kids and being able to kind of explain things in the classroom and whatnot. Now we're doing everything online, everything digitally. So everybody's kind of learning new skills, and a little bit of grace goes a long way with things like this on both sides, teachers and students. So anyway, that's kind of the walkthrough of what the Google Classroom looks like from a student perspective. What I'm going to do in the next video is I'm going to kind of walk you through what the Google Guardian summaries look like that you should be receiving, and I'll show you that. So again, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm happy to help you guys out with anything at any time. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.